will be raised. Don't mind their suffering. There's beauty in suffering. He said, I'm going to send them to the Egyptians. When God wants to make you great, he makes you to serve a great man. You can't serve a lower person and be greater than him. You can't rule the world except you serve those who rule the world. Oh, you want to be a good musician? Look at those who have nde barafia, ndi tigre negu ni mafia. Abo nya kane ku pe kamwa. Why? Eji mona na via. Mona gede dem eji ma je bo nya. Huh? They say he that walks with the wise, Proverbs 13:20. He that walks with the wise shall be wise. Not he that walks with a fool. Not he that walks with a mediocre. Today, those that are clapping for you are small boys. Okay, look at Moses. He walks under me. Is that not true? That doesn't make him inferior. But if I'm depending on Moses to clap for me, even Amadago, if I clap for Moses, good. But if he claps for me, I won't take it serious. Because it may be out of excitement. Look for somebody who is hitting the notes in the world. Somebody who has pulled up and not just crowd. Somebody whose materials you look at, your heart bubble, your heart move. That's the kind of people I want to talk. If they say you are trying, then I'll sit down and approve, take the approval. Abraham, your children shall be slaves in Egypt. They will serve these people and they will afflict them. Why the affliction? Ladies and gentlemen, it is part of training. They will crush your will. And in the afflictions, the excesses of your life will go. That's when they take it away. And so when they leave, they will come out with great substance. Kainata no. Ako na abu onye kpọrọ nwata Kristi na be nwa ogbenye. Nne na nne ase be no kpọrọ no nwa m zuo ya n'afia. Abro ka esi ekwu. Oga emelongene. Abro ka unu si ekwu ya. Kpọrọ nwa m zuo m ya n'afia. This woman na di enwere fefa nwe. Ina bo hasige biko. This child comes to you, maybe he stays for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. And as he's going, a boy on over 200, 300 Kenya, Itiri and Aka. If a near Nanya young if one were no way, a tea, a sangwa, oblong, each of them wafia, biaba, ne buru. Na credit in Eburu until Libegote. Before long, that boy, Abeloga, wealth has been transferred from his master to him. It's the simplest way to transfer wealth. It's the same way they transfer knowledge. That's why, find all through the Bible, there is no great preacher that God ever used who did not serve any other preacher, one other preacher. If you listen to Elijah and Elisha, he said Elisha ministered unto Elijah. You find Joshua poured water into the hand of Moses. You read all that. What were they saying? It was service. He said, you shall serve these Egyptians, and when you serve them, they shall do what? Give you great substance. Friends, substance is bigger than money. Hello. You are still breathing. when your child is going through training, don't even bother what is passing through. Whatever does not kill you will do what? Will better you. Somebody say with me, whatever doesn't kill you. Or say it like you mean it. Whatever doesn't kill you. And shout it like you mean it. Whatever doesn't kill you will better you. Whatever doesn't kill you will better you. That's the policies I have for my children. Was listening to my wife when my daughter went to Newi. The whole place was chaotic. No arrangement, no whatever, nothing, whatever. Just last month. And then she called back to tell the mother. I quietly mbwankete. Kanu ihogaza because I would have roared. Amba akamaba kebo any go trust me. I see I'm going to begin a memory of Jishika. I walked out to my bedroom. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Umuroti begin me. Maybe. Whatever doesn't kill you will better you. My son Timothy, endure hardness. Whatever takes that spirit away from you has reduced you to, what is that thing they call ndu? What is ndu? Maggot. And you know the lifespan of a maggot? 4 days. It dies or forms into another thing. You can't handle anything, you can't stay with anything, you can become anything. I came in here, I saw this boy was playing there, Royal, my baby. And I put my ears by the ground. I said, is that Royal? He said, yes. I said, okay. Father said, yes, it's okay. Why did I say so? This was the same boy that was not allowed to play. This was the same boy who was not allowed to be playing the guitar here. I rest my case. A generation that does not believe in process will never have prowess. Whatever comes easy goes easy. It is the strain in the training that brings the reigning. Write it down in your paper. It is the strain in your training that will make you reign. You don't know how, you don't believe in this training of servanthood, you will never stand in the place of authority. I remember when I would go, I would sit on the ground and I'll be cleaning Oyedepo's shoe. And I'll be rejoicing that it was a privilege. As a pastor, I will drive a Falabi to everywhere in the eastern region. One day we got to Port Harcourt and he said to me, so you have driven me everywhere I go. Men will drive you around. I said, thank you. I didn't even know what he said. I said, thank you, sir. I had the privilege of behaving the way I like because I was bringing money. But I respected him with great honor. He asked me one day, he said, is there anybody in your village, from your lineage, who is a Yoruba man? Servanthood is the thing of the heart. He said, greater honor will you see from men? As they say it, you see it. In your service, they will step on your toes. You'll be on pain, but you learn how to endure pains. Nobody was taught from his mother's womb. Everybody that endures pains learned it. And if you think it's another thing, you're a liar. Believe in the Pentecostal church life. Life operates by principles. The principle of service to God and man. First of all, how do you serve God? When you are interested in what God is interested in. God has somewhere he wants to go. That's why I said in the book of Psalm 50, if I am hungry, will I tell you? What is God? Can God be hungry? Hello? Can God be hungry? Does he eat fufu? Does he eat what? Praise singers say God eats praise. It's a lie. Only food that God eats is praise. That's what we say to sell our market, sell our wares. It's a lie. What is God's food? How does God hungry? Hunger is the next food he will take. Is that true? God's food is the next thing he will do. Who is available to help him get that thing down? If I'm hungry, will I tell you? Say 1,000 cattle belong to me. Everything on the world belongs to me. But if I want to do something new, can I get you? Will you be there? It took Pharaoh, who was an unbeliever, to hear God. It was Pharaoh who fed the world at some times. How many Christians can do it? Are you not tired already? Somebody gave 10,000 naira. He's sweating. But in breath in your nostril, it's still God's own. Can I tell you a funny story? Hello, from my friend, one of my friends, just this week. And then this is what you do freely without money. And it's a messy one, it's a dirty one, but I'm going to use it. Is that okay? Tell me to go ahead. Say, go ahead, Pastor. So with your permission, I'm going to present a messy thing to you. But you gave me the permission. But even if you don't, I will still say it. A man was in the hospital and was hospitalized for about 1 month. They were doing all manner of things, putting water through his anus, pumping water and allow him flush out whatever there. But it got to 1 week, they would discharge him, they left him. And all they were asking, madam, you know what I'm talking about. All they were asking from him this time, the doctors and everybody around, people, they say, pray that he farts. On your arrow. Or did you go? Does that make any sense to you? Okwanka na boye gafe ba oneme. Epo eba oneme. Kas no ya jindu mmada. And they said if he does not fart between now and 24 hours no gown, what you do freely, go on where he came freely, and why if gin there. This is the story. The end inside. Towards the end, around 9 to 10, before 12 o'clock, he pushed out one. Guess what happened? There was jubilation in the room. Na mmadụ nyụrụ arụ. I don't know whether you get the joy of the doctor. What you call nothing, somebody calls something. Otowade. You're already tired serving God. Just because yesterday you gave 2,000 naira. And the next thing you said, oh, no, how much did you give? What is the cost of 1 hour's oxygen from heaven? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to come back to myself. This man of God you see here, I will make cook mud, you see, with my hands by my training. I'm a 7th degree martial artist, Japanese trained. I was going to be a samurai. A samurai is somebody who learns how to beat people and knows how to take beating from people. Do you know what that means? My body was conditioned to take any kind, even a comb iron, it will come back. That's what I was training to be. And was positioning my heart for that kind of lifestyle. Because of Wabaromiri. I conditioned my heart for the worst life. It was on Yaburagmania. But when I found God, I counted all those by dawn. I did jujutsu. I did karate. I did 7th degree judo. I'm a professor of judo. That's why I was a state coach. That's why I was a state coach. I came here. I wasn't looking for a job. But this same man who is so strong, I found myself struggling one day with my eyes. I spent almost everything I have. What I've used to save to put a structure in my village, I've used it to put my eyes. It's not fixed yet. It did not stop me from sitting down in the night. My gadgets broke, I put another one. Sometimes in the night, if you stroll into my room, you will find that my one tape is there, the wire is on my ears. They warned me. There's too listening to tapes too much will deafen your ears. You see, I'm back. That's what I'm still. The service to the Lord will take something away from you. Service will always bring some body break. That's what they call those who treat them bad. There is no service that does not take something away from you. But what it takes from you and what it will give you in return has no comparison. I bet you, I'm still talking at the level you can manage. There are certain things I can say because you don't operate at that level now. How many of you say that with God, all things are possible? Is that not true? Huh? Okay. Let me leave it for you. God can do all things. Can God do all things? Thank you. Let me leave it for you. But if I ask you a question now, you got that. Is eating a thing? Is eating a thing? How many times has God put food in your mouth? No, I thought you would put it in your mouth. So God cannot put the food in your mouth. Thank you. One thing. I can give you 10 of them. So when you say cannot, it depends on the level of your thinking. Somebody say God cannot die. Is that not true? Huh? You are too quiet. We are going somewhere. I'm trying to let you the way we think and that we are not going. You say God cannot die. Not be so? Thank you. Who is Jesus? One with the Father. He is the Father. He that has seen me has seen my Father. So God has not tested death. He came to man and tested death. I leave you with your theology. When you begin to grow, these things does not bother you anymore. It's just knowing him better. This was what Paul says, that I may know him and the power of his resurrection, being made conformable to his death. Let me leave my message and continue. Service. If you see what we are to serve, rejoice. Every service will impart something to you. Do you notice Elijah served Elisha? May Elisha served Elijah. Where did he start? It gives you a privilege to start where your master stops. Is that not true? Before Elijah left, he started from where Elijah left. So it's not going to be a complete novice. It's going to start a better person. Service will upgrade you. When you go to a place, don't always want to be a master. Sit down and learn, especially if the person that is operating that thing knows better than you. The young boys of this age and young girls have been ruined. Everybody wants to be big man. Yahoo, Yahoo. I want hammer. I don't make him. What is he looking for? If on your own way. What will make you rich does not come from abroad. It comes from where? Abroad. God never intended that what will make you become better is outside. That's why he gave you so much gifts. It was he who descended, service, that ascended, upgraded, or promoted, and is gifted. Any man that's going to be great and is dependent on people's hands will never see greatness. If you look inwards, you will see things that you know nothing about yourself. Like I said earlier, there was a man they called Bill Gates. In the days when computers used to occupy one house, one computer. And then Bill Gates was working for a company. He got up one morning and God put something into his heart, even though he's now becoming a devil himself. God put something in his heart and he formed a chip that can take all this whole thing and reduce it to something that's just as big as my hand. Bill Gates went back to his Oga and said, "Okay, this is what I have now that can change the condition of this thing. Instead of being big, it can be carried around." The people told him, "Get out. It's not possible." He resigned. He resigned and formed his own company and produced those chips. Not quite 2 years, even those companies came to buy from him. That's how Bill Gates took over the whole world. Greatness is not from abroad. Greatness is what is deposited in you. If you can solve a problem, you become great. One idea. The world is not ruled by those who pray. The world is ruled by those who have ideas. One idea can put your great-grand generation, if there's anything like that, in place after you have gone for 100 years or 200 years. One idea, because ideas rule the world. God did not promise you the blessings of heaven freely when you give your tithe and offering. He said, I will open you a window. Is that not true? What is the opening you of a window? One big idea. I'll give you something. Now let's look at Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola was found by a pharmacist. It was used to control people who drink a lot of alcohol. And then they were making it in sachets and other things. And here came a man. He went to the pharmacist. He said, how much will you give me if I tell you what will make this thing sell more? What is the percentage you will give me if I introduce you to something that will make you sell more? The man said, introduce me to this. He said, okay, I'll give you 5%. He said, sign it. Write it down. They gave him a paper for 5% and introduced the Coca-Cola bottle. So everywhere you produce Coca-Cola bottle, now 5% goes to the same man worldwide. So while this woman is making, the pharmacist is making his own money, the man who brought the bottle. Idea. If muscles give money, Hulk Hogan would have been the richest man. If muscles give money and size, possibly I would be richer than some people here. Abasi. Abuna apobi nenyego. Okay, sir, Jaja. Amukage enwenuna. Magana abdimsho na aka ngidimba. But if we're going to case in the bubu, we're going to case in bottom. If wisdom gives all the money in the world, the professor would have been the richest man. But where is he? Some of them are professing the things they don't know, like Mahmoud. All the northern, 3/4 of the northern professors got it by the corner. A nation where education is graduated differently. One is for the nomad, the other one is for the madmen. Because the Easterners themselves are mad. This one is a nomad, this one is mad. And you are looking for a good election. How will you get good election? Huh? When the professor himself came back from the corner, they pushed him to the place without reading well. Okay. Okay. Nigeria, we held dear our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongues may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Okwelme. Exodus chapter number 23, 24 to 26. Exodus chapter number 23, 24 to 26. Pastor Moses, read quick.
Thou shalt not bow down to their gods, nor serve them, nor do after their works, but thou shalt utterly overthrow them and break down their images. And you shall serve the Lord your God, and he shall bless thy bread and thy water, and I will take sickness away from the midst of thee. There shall nothing cast their young, nor be barren in the land. The number of thy days I will fulfill.
Now, after taking away strange gods, which is worshiping, because that's the biggest problem man has. We have other gods besides the main God. We have other gods besides the one that we're supposed to serve. We have other gods besides the God that raised us. When a man begins to grow, when a man begins to get to where he's going, he begins to have other gods. Nobody prays like a man who is poor. But the minute he begins to get money, other gods will come in. Things that will contest his God. A woman does not have a child. She will pray like praying mantis. She will go to church 20 times. She will clean the floor. She will attend all the women meetings. She will go to everything that women ask for. The minute God blesses her with one, early in the morning, she will send a message to the woman leader. What the blessing she receives is now why she should not go to serve the Lord. The blessing she received is the reason why she does not go. But when she had none, she was present in every meeting. That's the place. Other gods have taken away. Who is a God? A God is not what you put on the ground. A God is what can contest God's time in your life and succeed. Whatever takes away your prayer time is a God in your life. Whatever takes away your prayer time is a God in your life. He said you must break them down. You must break all the gods. No competition. Nothing takes God's time in your life. It could be lawn tennis. Now, mpiag back now, Bakam. Makinro, ma bakandem. Mpiag kenga piaganam. Nampraya kogada. It takes it away. The time you will give to God. You have so much time to yourself. Maybe you have located 1 hour. It is easy to throw it away. And you have enough excuses. He said, but you shall serve the Lord your God, from 25. You shall serve the Lord your God. And he will do what? He will bless your bread and water. Why did he say bless your bread and water? Look at the next thing, and we'll take diseases away. Is that true? Because every sickness is a byproduct of your water you drink and the food you ate. Your sickness is from the food you ate and the water you drank. If you take care of these two, you hardly can be sick. If you check what you put into your mouth, how you eat and what you eat, what you drink and all that. And they say there shall not be no miscarriage. Because whatever comes there, your whole system is affected. But look at where it came from. He said, you shall serve the Lord your God. Service also, to a large extent, releases informations and restrictions that put you better, that gives you a better life. I remember serving a man in my life. That man told me that in the morning, nothing else. He's a washerman. Nothing else will we take. except when we come out of the river. Because we go there and we soak in the water and we are washing. By the time you're coming out of the water, your toes are white. Your hand is white. So what we do is ewa and tea. After that, nothing again till night. That man taught me some things I learned with tears in my eyes because I had no other choice. If I left that man that time, I would have died. I go on a gym medal practice. But I stayed with him. Oga Bernard. He taught me so many things. Sometimes what he will give me is not even enough to lay the foundation of my belly. As a result, if you see me and a good eye, what is my own eye? I am lying. Nagatra nekam anabu. And I don't put button in my nika here. You know the last button, the last one, I don't put button there. I take the head of this one and pull it through the hole and drag it and then fold it inside. That's how I put it. And yet, occasionally, or one anna. Because instead of growing fat, I was growing lean. But I learned quite a lot from that man. He's late now, I would have blessed him. I would have thanked him. No one who is going to serve who will not learn from the affliction he passes through. Don't complain too much of the afflictions, except if they came with some measure of wickedness. But if what you see in the process of your training, enjoy it. It is good. It is there to bring the best out of you. You shall bless the Lord, you serve the Lord, and he shall bless your bread and water. Psalm 104. Psalm 104, Pastor Moses. Psalm 104, 1 to 4. Psalm 104, 1 to 4. Who makes what? That's where I'm interested. The last one. 4. It makes his angels. Please note the word angel. Who is an angel? He's a messenger, and a messenger is a servant. But it's just a messenger, a servant that carries news. Is that true? Is that true? So service is in different corners, different types. Who makes his, what again? Ministers a flame of fire. Now, I tried to explain that scripture in this church. What is a spirit? A spirit is the one you can't stop from the physical. Is that true? somebody who you don't have control over from the physical world. Except the one that sent him, that's the only one that can stop him. He said he made his angels spirits. So those who serve the Lord, only the Lord himself can stop them. Now, what is the minister? He said he makes them. Another version says lightning. What is a lightning? When you see the lightning appear in the sky, what do you think happened? If you don't have any little science understanding, and you are just 2x4, chapter 3, verse 4, like the church folks, you won't understand what it's saying. Anytime there's a lightning in the sky, there are collision of forces that were supposed to jam, that are coming to collide and cause some confusion in the sky. But when the lightning goes across it, it came to checkmate it. It came to put a stop to it. Is that not true? So what God calls his ministers, those who serve him, are those who put an end to evil, who put an end to confusion, who put an end to anything that brings distraction. So as a pastor, I'm a minister. Is that not true? I'm not supposed to create confusion. I'm supposed to end confusion. So when you say I'm a minister, don't carry confusion. He makes his ministers. Now, for you not to bring confusion, you must be properly informed. And the way to be informed is to sit down at the feet of God to learn of God by himself, which is not sweet. Solomon said, of the making of so many book, that is in the weariness of the body. Onye ọbụla efuru na-agụ akwụkwọ, ukwu mgbaka, arụ ogbugbu, ukwu ọzịza, anya mfu, isi ọwụwa ya na isi. It does not go easy. Yet, that is the center of life. He makes his ministers lightning. Daniel chapter number 6. Let's look at the confession of Nebuchadnezzar concerning Daniel and his service to God. Daniel chapter number 6, 20 to 22.
And when he came to the den, he cried with a lamentable voice unto Daniel. And the king said unto Daniel, O Daniel, servant of the living God, is thy God, whom thou servest continually, able to deliver thee from the lion? Then said Daniel unto the king, O king, live forever. My God hath sent his angels, and has shut the lion's mouth, and they have not hurt me. For as much as before me innocency was found in me, and also before thee, O king, have I done no hurt.
One thing or three things you will find out from service, major. Service will give you knowledge. I said it earlier. In John chapter number 2, when the wine that was served the kings, the governors, was brought, the governors did not know where the drink came from. Is that not true? But the servants knew knowledge of some secret things. Servants knew. Number 2, deliverance from trouble. Did you see that they threw them into the lion's den? And I don't know what your own lion is. Could be ministry, business, or whatever den. But it was his service to God that Nebuchadnezzar saw. Oh, Daniel, you saw the service to God made God send somebody to release you. Made God send some people to release you. God will remember the service of people. Will remember the help you gave to somebody. Will remember that thing you did in his name. Will remember that brother you lifted. And in so many ways, the man you lifted today may be the one to lift you tomorrow. Because that is the way of God. I want to close with this next verse of scripture. It's long, but I want you to read very fast. I'm closing with this now. Psalm 89, verse 20 to 29. Psalm 89, 20 to 29. I want everybody to open his Bible and read from there so that you can see that. Psalm 89, 20 to 29. Read, talking to the mic.
I have found David my servant. With my holy oil have I anointed him, with whom my hand shall be established. My arm also shall strengthen him.
Now my hand will establish him, but my arm to do what?
Shall strengthen him.
What is the difference between the arm and the hand? I found David, my servant. With my holy oil have I anointed it. Now, if you are not a Bible student, you will think it's talking about Pentecostal church. Is that not true? Yes. But before you understand this scripture, you have to go back to the process of getting oil. Oil comes through plucking a seed from a tree, washing it and crushing it, and then pressing it to get oil. Is that not true? And then sieving it. Friends, before you become the tool in God's hand, you would have gone through a lot of sieving, a lot of phases, like Moab, 46:11. Moab been at ease from his youth. He has not been emptied from vessel to vessel. Therefore, his stench is in him. God, before God makes you somebody of value in him, it will take you through phases of sieving. And that is not what we enjoy. And because we still carry particles in our life, we enjoy it that way. He said, I found David. Now, please follow me. Number one, if God said, I found David, he was looking for somebody. It's not looking for everybody. Oh, man, don't be quiet on me. I found means I was searching. Is that true? So God is seeing everybody, but is not looking for everybody. I have found David, my servant, but with my holy oil have I anointed him. Church folks will say, now he's a lie. I took him through process. His heart was right to walk with me, so I took him through process. And because I took him through process and I found servanthood in his heart, which is the qualification, now he said what? My hand will be upon him, grace will come upon him. My arm will come, power from on high I will put in him. Hand is grace, arm is power. The arm of the Lord is from here down. The hand of God is just here, grace. You use this, grace, but you use this to exhibit force. Say, my power will come on him. My power will rest in him. That's why David, as a little boy, could kill a bear. He could kill a lion. And he could kill Goliath. And he could frustrate Saul. Because the arm of God is with him. What is the law that governs the fight of David? Like a charging bear, like a roaring lion, and like a wicked king. Goliath is just something that will introduce David. Goliath was not part of his journey. It was something. Some of you are dying over what is introducing you. You are not listening to me. If you read the book of Proverbs, they told David the pattern, the journey. What is the journey? Like a charging deer, like a roaring lion, and a wicked king. So is what? So David killed a lion, he killed a bear. Who is next? Saul. Now, where is the place of Goliath? If David did not kill Goliath, he would have no place in the king's palace. That's not true. The challenge you are facing, if you don't handle it well, you're just killing your own future. That thing you think is too much may be the only reason why the next phase of your life will open. Oh, somebody say, it carries a lot of threat. Yes. Every success is between life and death. Oh, Goliath came up. I will kill you. He said, your head will go too. Goliath couldn't kill Saul. He couldn't kill David. The arm of the Lord is with him. Did you hear what I'm saying? Now read the next verse. Read the next verse for me. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. In what? My name shall his horn. Okunu na-agụ ya n'egwu. Ọnụ masa wombara. Mpi mmadụ welu. Mpi mmadụ welu. Ọnụ masara mbara. Mpigo na dielu ebe atụrụ ka oke mkpi. What do you mean? Ọnụ gọsara mbara otuto toro gị aka gbuwara gị egbuwa. What are you saying? Your mouth is so wide to talk. You say that in a testimony, is that not true? Your mouth is loud to talk, to declare the goodness of God. But what of the horn? God just gave you authority. Horn, authority from Christ. Horn, authority from salvation. Because once an animal is killed, the horn becomes a flax, becomes a sauce of which they put the oil. When David was to be anointed, they did not use a flax of oil, they used a horn of oil. The flax of oil is man-made, it's made for warriors. The horn of oil is made for the ones that God has ordained to take their place. That was why Saul could not sit on the throne, because what was used on him was the flax of oil. It was made for man, for conquest. But David had to use the horn. So when they put the horn on him, he said, his horn, his authority have I exalted. God gives you a name before people. You come out and talk, not because you are qualified, but part of why you are qualified is because you are not qualified. You didn't hear what I said. Part of why you talk and nobody shouts you down, even though you are not qualified, is because you are not qualified. Yet that is your qualification. He said if his children offend, if you read to 29, because I'm closing, if you read to 29, he said if the children offend me, I will forgive them because of David. See, when a man goes through a phase and is lifted through servanthood, the people your servants meet may be remembered for what their master did. Do you know at some point in your life, A servant and a master can get into covenants that will touch their children. You are too quiet on me. People can get into business from the master. Say you trained me, and then as I begin to prosper, we got into another business. And my children who doesn't know you, who didn't meet you, can enjoy from my covenant with you. Why? You trained me, and you are beginning to see the effects of what you put in me. So you decide not to kill the relationship. That's what they're saying there. If the children offend in this covenant, I will not destroy them. Hear me. A servant heart is the heart of grace, is the heart of lifting, is a teachable heart. We will pray a prayer this morning. Create in me a clean heart. The heart there is not the heart of a sinner that is just repentant. A heart is a teachable heart. A clean heart is a teachable heart. A heart of a servant is that is ready to learn. When God finds you a learner, He's willing to teach you anywhere. He's willing to teach you anything. He's willing to take you anywhere. Even in your kitchen, He'll be teaching you. Even wherever you find yourself. It is one thing that left the church today. People are so proud, yet we know nothing. Children know nothing, yet they go about claiming who they are not. This morning, I believe that this principle will work for you and your children. Train your children very well. The only legacy you will leave for the world is not the buildings, it's the child that is properly trained. Your children are called your Zerah, not Sarah, your Zerah, your access to tomorrow. Everybody who crossed or the nwonye de here, oh, Imaro John, nke ni belon, chakwo kuchuku seloku. Oh, my defa. Oh. The ones that don't like me, guys, who walk share. I am Roma. The ones who like me say, oh, work out, because if you don't make room for other stories in your life, you will die before your time. You know the truth, and the truth is what God will take, not the lies on people. People, success brings enmity. Failure brings enmity. But I want to succeed and still have friends and have enemies. Who amongst you wants to have a servant heart? Who amongst you want to raise children that will have a heart of service to God? Rise to your feet, let's pray. Psalm 89:20, he said, I found David my servant. With my holy oil have I anointed him. I found David. Lord, I'm available. Take me through the process of serving you. Take me through the process of being one with you. Take me through the process of staying close to you. Open your mouth and pray that prayer. I'm available. What I must do, help me do it. What do you want me to do for you, Lord? Open my eyes to see it.